Your favorite celebrities are talking about abstaining. Are you abstaining? Is it the new trend now? Is it all out in the open? Let's talk about it on The Ordinary Story. What's up, y'all? Jajana here. Welcome to The Ordinary Story, where I give you my thoughts on our everyday narratives, and at the end, we write or we doodle what we're thankful about from that story. So if you're ready, go get your drinks, go get your pens, your coloring, whatever it is. I got my bubble tea, and let's get started. And today's topic is... I just spit that all over myself. But today's topic is being celibate. People still do that. So I know that I had said that being celibate, it's still a thing. Yeah, like I had a friend ask me, he was like, do you think there are benefits to being celibate? And I saw this article on celebrities that are celibate, and it had people like the hot and sexy Lenny Kravitz, 50 Cent, and Maya, and all of them like abstaining from sex. And, I would never have thought someone like 50 Cent. But, not judging people here. This is a safe place. But I would not have figured. And I think it's because we often link being abstinent as something that's more spiritual, and as opposed to people just doing it and like the actual benefit of it. I don't think people think of the benefits of being celibate. They only, and that's why it's always been traditionally linked to spiritual. And so it's really interesting that now mainstream people are now adapting that way of life. Like it literally could be a way of life just because, and the benefits that they laid out was that, it's a spiritual thing for them. It helped them focus. It helped them have clarity. Maya, for her, she said that it helped her not have that urge to want to rush into marriage or having kids, and it's just creates a pace where you're thinking about yourself in a different way and removing that additional thought process from it. And I think we all know the whole thing about, well, if you don't sleep with the person, how will you know if they're good in bed and all of that? And there was a time where I was reading this book. I think it's called Prince Charming. I can't remember the title. But it was so profound in that the way people link sex, it's that it's like the be all to everything. But the thing is that someone could have an accident and then they're not able, like, a guy, he might not be able to function from the leg below. You know what I mean? And then what? What happens? And if he's put his confidence in that, oh, I'm so good in bed and all of that, what happens when all of that is taken away? I'm just saying that you need to be able to build something that is outside of sex. And if you're abstaining for a little while, it's really going to help you in that aspect. So I'm telling my friend that there's a whole lot of benefit in abstaining, because it gives you that clarity. It really allows you to truly be in the present with this person and really get to know this person and really get to know yourself with that person. And if you like who you are with that person, but what sex often does is that it makes everything fuzzy, I think when I look at Maya, I'm like, because I've been celibate for a while, and it's like this journey where you do have clarity and you're not trying to rush into anything because it makes everything fuzzy, But do I still want to get married and have kids? Yeah, I still want that. I don't know that it removes that urge, because that's kind of how she made it sound like it removes that urge. Yeah, you might not rush, but I still want to get married. I still want to have kids. Just because I'm abstinent doesn't mean that I no longer want those desire. I do want that, because it's all, it's all part of my vision, or the vision that God has for me, and my life, and it's something that I want. So I don't know that celibacy, maybe it's just that you're able to make a better decision. Maybe that's what she meant by that. But you do still want those things as far as marriage and kids. So, but the biggest benefit to it is just that you have clarity. And like I said, you're able to see people differently. But I really commend them in like talking about this, because being celibate has always been something that you never talked about so boldly or with confidence, because people would be like, oh, you're not having sex, or, like having sex is like the biggest thing in the world. And it's not, right? Like, I'm sure it's amazing and all of that. But I think when you're celibate, you're more cautious about who you let into you, right? Like, you can't, because like you're able to make sure that this person, vice versa, right, that this person is worthy, and that you're worthy of them as well. And also, one thing I learned is that if you're starting a relationship and you're celibate, that person also has to make the choice to be celibate, right? Like, because it takes two, and they might not want to. And then that's when I think then you realize that maybe that person isn't for you, that woman ain't for you, or that man isn't for you. And I also want to break that stereotype of like only women as celibate, where clearly we got the hot, oh my goodness, the hot Lenny Kravitz right here, like saying he was celibate for about 10 years. Come on, people. So there are guys that do that. And I know that there's some women that aren't comfortable with being celibate. Everyone has their own stories, but there are great benefits to it. And I think if we tap into that benefit, if we can both agree, if he can agree, and and I agree that we're both going to be celibate, then that's fantastic, and it's not a show, it's not a pretense, it's nothing like that. It's just both of us being authentic. So, yes, my friend, there are great benefits to being celibate, but you have to make that choice for yourself. You have to see why that is beneficial, and it's not going to be easy, right? It's not going to be easy, but I think that's also self-care. And I think Maya said that. It's self-care. It's putting yourself first and saying, I really want to be present for this relationship. So let's abstain, for however long you both agree, and not have any sex. Even if you're not in a relationship and you've been, excuse my term, whoring around the streets, like, like just being in and out, one night stands and all of that, and you want to change from that lifestyle, then, it won't be easy. It really would not be easy, but I believe that that's also taking care of yourself, because there are disease on these streets. There really are. So you have to take care of yourself. You have to put yourself in the forefront, because that is also your narrative. So what narrative are you telling yourself? Can you tell yourself that I can abstain? I can be celibate because I choose myself. So, my friend, there are so many benefits to it, and you just have to see it. You just have to fight for it. Nothing, changing a mindset is never easy, but you can do it. It is possible. So it's that time of the show where we write down what we're thankful for. And I am thankful for this, even though I barely drank it. I was talking too much. But I'm really thankful for it. It's a strawberry milk tea, and it's very, very good. But I wanted to add this part to the show because I have struggled with being thankful for everything, even the sucky and the worst things. Can you tell? Oh. So I would say that I'm usually a person of gratitude, but when things get really hard for me, and it's me being entitled, right? Because why can't I thank God for everything? So I really want to do better in that forefront, because Paul said, in all things we should give thanks, and that he was content. No matter what, he was content. And being at a place of content means that you're thankful for it, no matter how sucky it is. And right now, I am in a sucky situation, but you know what? I'm going to get through it. And so I want that for you guys as well, because there's so many things happening in our world, right? And we can get to a place where we're just constantly worried, murmuring, complaining, like it's just so much. But if we just take a step back and say, hey, I'm actually thankful for this. It can be as simple, as random, as odd, as weird. Just be thankful, right, in all things, because the Bible did promise us that in this world we will have problems, and we do. There's so many problems, but we've got to be thankful. We really do. And so I've got mine, and it can start with I am thankful for whatever it is. So I'm going to write mine. And the whole point of this is that you get to share this at the end of the year. You get to look at this and remind yourself what you've been thankful for, and practice that, and don't forget that in the year that's coming up. So that is why. So you're not going to write this and just forget about it. You're going to have to dig it out and remind yourself that and maybe it'll help you see the year differently, right? Like, it wasn't all bad. If you thought you had a bad year, maybe this will be a reminder that it wasn't all bad, but that it was actually a good year. So I am thankful based on this topic, and I will reveal it once I'm done doodling it. And I actually I showed you guys that I showed you in the beginning my book. So it doesn't have to be a book. It can just be a little sticky note, whatever you've got on your side, by you, at arm's length, just basically use that. I will, and because it can be something that is seen as a negative, but it's actually a good thing. So from this topic, what are you thankful for? So for me, I'm just doing this. I'm not very good, but I just want to make it exciting outside of writing, because I write, so I just want to make it exciting. But please do not judge it. And voila. Let's see if you can see it, but I am thankful to be celibate, because it's not easy. Because it can be challenging, and it keeps some guys at a far length, and it's not a bad thing, but it's just, it gets discouraging So, but I'm thankful to be celibate. I really am. So, anyways, what are you thankful for? Put it in the comments below. Let me know what in this conversation were you thankful for. What are your thoughts on being celibate? Do you think those are good benefits to being celibate, or do you have additional benefits that you found to being celibate? Share it with me in the comments below and I will respond. And also, you guys, remember to get my whole life journal. It is available on ebook. It also helps you dig deep into the life that you're living right now, and so you can then, based on those questions, change your answer, change your narrative in your life. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching The Ordinary Story. Until next time, please take care of yourself and let's remember to be what? Thankful. Bye, guys.